Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everybody. Welcome back finally to another episode of the GeniusCast. I missed y'all the past 2 weeks. So, episode 7 was originally supposed to be my good buddy Necrodusk. He's the developer of the Legend of Markiplier games, but he had some technical difficulties, aka his computer was giving him issues, he was having some Wi-Fi troubles, and just could not do the episode that we were planning on doing for 2 weeks in a row. So I rescheduled his episode. We're going to delay his episode a little bit. And today for episode 7, instead of Necrodusk, we got a new friend of mine. He is the developer of Toasty and Crunchy and some other indie horror games. This is C&D Cardboard Games. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Hi.
Hi.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a long day. I'm recording this on Friday instead of Thursday, which is not usually when I do these things, but I've been spending the entire evening editing. So I was playing Shopping Nightmare 2, and you I think you've seen at least get a taste of how terrible that was for me. Not because Shopping Nightmare 2 is bad or anything. It's just I didn't know how to play the game, and it took me so long to beat the first level, but I did it. For those who don't know,
on your Twitter.
Yeah. For those who don't know, C&D Cardboard Games, like I said, is a developer of 2 particular horror games, Crunchy and Toasty. Crunchy is a game where you run around collecting boxes of Captain Crunch while avoiding what's the name of it? Is it Captain Crunch? Is that his name?
Yeah, it's Captain Crunch, but like I called him Crunchy.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Toasty is a smaller game where you run around collecting milk and avoid giant life-size Cinnamon Toast Crunch squares that try to kill you. It sounds like a fever dream, which it looks like it is. But if for those who enjoy Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you might not want to play that game because it'll rot Cinnamon Toast Crunch for you forever. Not me, but maybe it'll do for you. Anyway, so those are the games that C&D has made, and we're going to be asking him some questions about those and maybe some future projects that he's planning on doing, and we're going to go through all of our questions. And so if you guys would like to contribute more questions for other guests in the future, look out for my community tab posts, my Twitter post, and my Discord server posts regarding these episodes. And if you want to take part in future episodes, you can drop your questions in the replies to those posts, and that's how we do things around here. So are you ready to dive in, sir?
Yes, sir. Funny enough, I actually scouted your community page too. So I got a sneak peek at them questions.
Right, got
I did my research.
Little cheat sheet. All right, let's dive in. Our first questions are from Adriana Kanska. The first one is, are you going to do more cereal-themed horror games?
Oh, man. Oh, boy. That's a good one. That's a great question. Honestly, I started off doing... Well, let me like step back a little bit and kind of, I guess, explain my idea of how I came up with the serial horror parody games. Just one day out of the blue, this was early CD, early kind of like I really want to do something, really like get out there and show like I'm here. So I was like, man, Dave's done, what's it called? Dave's done SpongeBob. Dave's done Courage the Cowardly Dog, Dora, like just a bunch of other ones. I was like, what has no one done that I know that I can just come out with and say, hey, check this funny, goofy parody horror game? And yeah, that's how I came up with I guess you could say the serial horror. If I'm gonna make any more, I don't think so. I'll be brutally honest. I kind of want to step away from the parody horror games as much as they're fun and all that. I don't want to, have my audience be sort of in that lane of, I guess, wanting those kinds of games, because I also want to branch out in the future sort of thing, I guess. But yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I'll do any more serial horror.
So we're not gonna get a frosted mini wheats game.
A frosted mini wheat. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Next thing you know, people are gonna be like, "Hey man, can you create like the Cheerios, like the dude like crazy for Cocoa Puffs?" I'm gonna be like,
Or you could have what are some other cereals? The Rice Chex themed.
The Rice Chex.
Yeah.
Frosted Flakes.
Oh, dude, yeah, man. Frosted Flakes, and you got the chocolate checks.
That's gonna kick your butt. Just comes flying down.
That honestly could be like really cool though. Like you have a giant Frosted Flake just chase. Well, actually, no, it'd be Tony the Tiger. You have a scary Tony the Tiger.
Yeah, it would be Tony the Tiger, and yeah, just lower his pitch a little bit when he's like, "That's great."
I'd pitch that idea to Dave. He might look into doing that.
I think he's. Oh, you know what I realized? Tricks. You guys have tricks.
Oh, the Tricks Rabbit. That's right.
The trick.
Yes.
The Tricks Rabbit. My gosh.
There's actually like, if anybody is interested in doing like a serial horror game, there's a lot of different serials to choose from. So, I mean, we'll see.
True.
We gotta ask Dave that, see if he's interested in doing something like that, because like, there's a lot of similar. When did you meet Dave, by the way?
That's a wonderful question to ask. I'll tell you. That was long ago. I myself don't even remember. Now I got to go back into his Discord as we speak and look at when the first time I ever spoke. It was just like, gosh, it was like 2016 or something.
Dang, that's a lot. Wow, that was way before I met him. I think I started speaking with him in 2018. So it's a long time ago.
Yeah, I knew. Jeez, I knew Dave. Oh my. So, like, I was the first moderator in his Discord server. I think. Like, I knew him before Padre and all those guys when they came in. I remember when they all came in. That's how long I knew Dave for. But I've known him quite a while. So.
That's awesome. Yeah, like yeah, I can't remember exactly when I started actively talking to Dave. I remember he commented a couple of times on like the videos I did very early on. I think the first one I played was 3am at the Krusty Krab, which is I think a lot of people's first day of game.
Everyone. And
then I played, I can't remember what was after that. It was either the Courage one or what was the other one? The Dora one. And then, or maybe the Dora one second, and then it was Courage, and then it was Nightmare on Sesame Street.
Oh, it was. Sorry, my bad. Sorry to cut you off. I remember now. I looked it up in our DMs. I actually met him in 2018. 2018.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that was around when I met him as well. So we both met him around the same time. But
yeah,
man, Dave's a cool dude. He's like,
is.
He's one of a kind, and
he really is.
It's like every time I rage at one of his games, and I just think, okay, look, the dude making it, he's chill. He's not trying to make people mad. It's just he likes to make his games a challenge. So just remember that. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's Dave is a unique personality. I have to say that.
Dave is a gamer. MLG gamer.
Hell yeah, man. All right, and then Andriana's second question, why does CD keep saying LOL?
Yes. I don't how do you answer that?
I don't know. I mean, like, you've only
what
said
does that
LOL a
mean?
couple of times. I don't see you saying it all the time, but...
I tend to... I don't know. I'm kind of like... as you can tell, I'm pretty outgoing. So I kind of like try and find humor in things, honestly. Even when people are feeling sad or down. I just try and find the humor in things. So if people find me saying laugh out loud a lot when I like type, it's probably because it's just, I like to insert humor into a lot of things, and I just find things funny. Depending the situation, if something bad absolutely bad happens, that's not funny, right? I don't know how to answer that. I don't know.
I don't have a problem with it. I say LOL and and all that stuff all the time.
Yeah, so. It's just it's how it is, right?
Yeah. Okay. Our next question is from Shadow Jagger. Do you have plans for future games or collaborating with other game devs like Dave or Jay? Dave or Jay?
I don't know about collaborating. I guess maybe in the future. I don't know. I don't really push for collaborations. I don't. you know what I mean? It's not like I'm gonna force myself onto the person to say, hey, we should collaborate, man. No. I don't, I don't necessarily find like, I have asked Dave and, he said, hey man, not right now. And I'm like, totally cool. But, if sometime in the future, Dave and Jay ever want to do something, or Padre or whoever, like I'm open to it. Right. You know, I enjoy working in a team. Honestly, I do. I think it's fun. Because you have multiple people, a lot of ideas can be shelled out. But I'm never gonna like force myself onto someone and say, "Hey, man, we gotta collaborate," sort of thing. So, in terms of future games, there's stuff in the pipeline. I would say, there's two things in the pipeline currently. I don't really like to rush since I'm balancing school and all that. I'm in my last semester of I guess you could say college, for a degree program in software development. But yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Let's just let's just say this is gonna be interesting because I don't know. Did you see Dave's Twitter post about how he asked what game people wanted to have spinned off? I guess.
I did see that tweet. Yeah, I didn't really think of any, like, because I know he has a few original projects, but I couldn't think of any particular one that I think could get like a sequel or a spin-off.
Yeah.
Because I saw Brandon Attack for May. He suggested Dave.exe, but that's
too new.
Yeah, too new. I agree. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm not sure because I think our Savior is still pretty new as well. I don't know if he could do a follow up to that. And then Scooby Horror is a Scooby Doo. That's not an original horror game.
Yeah, it's a parody horror. But funny enough, a lot of people in that post were like, "Do Courage is curse." And here's what I'm going to say to that: let's just get ready to maybe return the slab one more time. That's what I'm going to say.
I wouldn't mind that. I think either a remake or like another Courage game based off of like another episode would be cool, because like that's one of Dave's hardest games in my opinion, because it's one of those games that has no checkpoints and you have to do all the objectives without dying, and it's hard. It's real hard.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like the classic sort of, first start. Not really because no, that wasn't like his very first game, but it's that sort of, you don't really, like I've played around with the save and loading, but like with those kinds of games, they're short enough that you don't really need to play around with the save and loading. You just kind of throw it out there in a way and say, all right, challenge yourselves, sort of thing. It's like it's a challenge game for sure.
Yeah, I agree, and I raged pretty hard with that game too, because I just didn't. There were so many times I would get to that part where you had to go and dig up the key in the cornfield, and what's Ramses? That's his name, right? He would see me through the corn. I don't know how, but I would be in the corn and he would see me and he would come into the corn. And at that point, I had been going for like 20 minutes. I had done so many objectives, and then all of a sudden I can't. I'm dead.
Yeah.
Got to redo the whole thing again. And
that cornfield was dense too. So it's like, not only does King Ramsey have like sniper level vision, the guy can see you from miles away. You're stuck in this cornfield looking down, and like the corn is packed thick.
Yeah, man, that was rough. I would agree that I think Dave could maybe remake that and extend it, add more stuff, add checkpoints, add like more levels to it. That would be kind of cool, honestly. I'd like to see him do something like that.
I mean, but yeah, so again, with my future projects, like I kind of mentioned, I wonder if anyone will pick up the hints, but, maybe just get ready to return the slab one more time. One game too that I have, it's close to actually being finished, but man, AI. Like you said with Ramsey, it's the AI is the most brutal part of any game development, especially being new and all that. Crazy.
It is, but I am looking forward to your new project, man. Let me know when that drops, and I'll hop on it.
For sure. For sure.
Alrighty, our next questions are from Brady Bales. He says, if you could change anything about Crunchy or Toasty, what would it be?
Ooh. Ooh. Now you've opened up a can of worms.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Yeah, so I guess we can start with Crunchy. Crunchy was Crunchy, what could I change? I honestly, so just recently I dove into a system in Unreal Engine called Environmental Query System. So it's essentially a system in which, so a lot of Dave and Jay's AI are purely just coded in, right? So you pretty much just say, okay, here, you know, go there. But with environment query system, it pretty much does all that for you. You just place points on the map in different locations, and pretty much what it will do is the AI will score those points depending on distance or variation, and it makes for some really easy patrol mechanics. So if I could go back, I would honestly hook up Crunchy with the EQS system to allow for more dynamic patrolling, because his patrol path was pretty much going all around the map, and also maybe shortening the map. The map was huge. When I first developed that game, it was me and another person, and pretty much the map was huge. So I would for sure shorten the map, probably add a bit more props to it. But yeah, that's what there's probably a lot more I would change to Crunchy, but I just can't think of it at the moment. Toasty. Oh man, Toasty. Oh. Toasty was basically me coming off the high of Crunchy. It was just like, man, I did so well. Time to make another one, and I rushed that out in about a month, or if not two. That I could for sure change a lot. I would I learned way more. Like I developed my craft way more after Crunchy. I would probably run a better AI in Toasty. I would for sure enhance like a lot of different textures in the map, fill the map up a little more. I would leave the fridge RNG because that was fun.
Have you thought about remaking Toasty?
Actually, no, I haven't. I mean, I've gone back, and I have changed a few things. Like, a lot of the stuff in the map is static mesh. So it's like, oh man, it just chews up my laptop. So so Crunchy and Toasty was back when I was on my laptop. I got a desktop now, which is kind of gonna be my game development computer. But would I remake it? Maybe, but highly unlikely.
Either that, or the next thing I would ask is, would you make like a sequel to it? But you said you're done with the serial stuff, so I guess that would be a no as well.
Yeah, I would say a no to highly unlikely. I just don't, kind of like, I don't mind the serial stuff, but it's just, for me, I think it's kind of lost. Maybe one day, I don't know. Maybe one day, just maybe one day, I'll just be like, hey, maybe I'll go back and update or like remake it, or make it better. But as of right now, probably not.
Gotcha. All right, we'll just have to see. And then Brady's other question is which one is better in your opinion, Crunchy or Toasty?
Crunchy, for sure. Crunchy, 100% Crunchy. Because like I was saying before, that Toasty was me coming off this, like, I guess, do you remember the first time you kind of got big on YouTube?
Well, I wouldn't say I ever got big on YouTube, but I know what you mean. Like, say if there's a
like
video that
popular.
you do, when a video that you do gets a whole bunch of views. I remember that was in 2016 with Five Nights at Powerpuff Girls, and that was like the first video that I uploaded that had gotten a significant like amount of views and attention. And I remember being at college at that point. I was doing like this 1 month like college ready type program, and I couldn't do an immediate follow-up to that Powerpuff Girls episode because I was in college for a month, and I already had several different videos pre-recorded, but I didn't realize that that Five Nights at Powerpuff Girls was gonna blow up like it did. So when it did, I couldn't upload more videos of it because I didn't have any, and I wasn't prepared for that to happen. So like for the rest of the time I was at college for that month, I was just sitting there like just being like, I want to go home and record this so bad. And then when I finally came home in August, this was 2016. So August of 2016, the first video that I recorded when I got back, besides, the vlog that I made when I got back, was more Five Nights at Powerpuff Girls. But I get exactly what you mean. When something like is really popular and does really well, you want to immediately do more of it. Strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah, exactly. Like almost, keep pushing that sort of content out because it's done. So, by the way, was that when Five Nights at Freddy's was big? Like the first game?
Well,
Gosh.
Well, I remember because the golden age of FNAF fan games, I would say, was 2015, but 2016 was still a time where fan games were still pretty popular. That's when Five Nights at Wario's 4 was out, and of course Powerpuff Girls, and there were a few other fan games. But yeah, I think 2015 and 2016 were definitely the years the fan games were really becoming very prevalent. But I didn't expect my videos on Five Nights at Powerpuff Girls to get so popular, but they still are today. Like, they're still some of the most watched videos on this channel, so it's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of people have blown up from FNAF. 8-Bit Ryan. Yeah, a lot of. I know a lot of people. FNAF was a push for everyone's channel. In all honesty, I myself haven't recorded any FNAF videos, so, but that's what I've noticed from just general, looking at people's YouTube pages. A lot of people kind of just blow up from the FNAF stuff. I wonder why. I don't know.
I have never understood it. I mean, like, it's the games are fun, yeah, but it's like no matter who plays it, you're gonna get all sorts of views on it, and it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is about FNAF and what gets people to keep coming back and watching it over and over, but I'll never know, man. It's an anomaly.
It's true. I mean, honestly, I think back in the day with the original, before like the fan games and all that, I think the things that made me go back to watching FNAF, people play FNAF, was I think it was just the fact that I myself didn't want to play it because I was too much of a chicken. Oh man, I remember those days.
Man. That's
in
how
high
I was.
School. I purchased FNAF 1, not even joking with you. I'll go into my Steam library right now, scroll all the way down, and I have Five Nights at Freddy's 1. I've only played 81 minutes. Half of that I haven't even played because I got someone to play it for me. Because I was too chicken to play it.
Yeah, I remember being dared to play it by a friend of mine, Tripster60, and this was all the way back in 2014. He still watches my videos, and we still are in contact, which is cool. But he dared me to play it, and that's why I got into it. And yeah, there was one video. It was randomly one video that he commented. He was like, "I dare you to play Five Nights at Freddy's," and I was like, "Okay, I'll play it." And then here we are.
Here we are. But that's crazy. So just from a fan game, you pretty much got all your viewership. That's crazy.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much, man. That's where a lot of it's come from. I think Five Nights at Mac Tonight is where it really started
Mac
kicking off.
Tonight, baby. Yeah. Oh man.
That was where things really started kicking off, honestly. So,
like, what? That was Photo Negative Mickey, right?
Yeah.
He made Mac Tonight. Yeah. Man, that was a good capitalization on that McDonald's commercial. Like, I think that's what it was, wasn't it?
that's what it's based on, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was. I think I remember reading up on it. I think it was supposed to be the. Yeah, it was supposed to be the introduction of like McDonald's. You can eat at night sort of thing. I
Yeah,
guess.
I think that's what that was. Yeah. So.
Yeah, but for sure, that's like. That's Mac tonight. I remember that. Oh man, Mac tonight will always be precious in my heart.
Oh yeah, man. Same here. That's where things really started kicking off, and I'll always have an appreciation for Mickey and what the games he makes and how they have affected this channel even 5 years later almost. So it's crazy.
Wow, awesome.
All right, our next question is from Nintendo Boy. Are you an avid cereal enjoyer?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I used to a lot back when I was younger. These days, I don't eat that much cereal. I eat, gosh, what do I eat? I sometimes, it differs. It depends what I have in the house. Like, I have honey bunches of oats currently, so
Those
I
are
eat
pretty
that.
good. I like those.
Oh, those are amazing, man. I love my Raisin Bran, my Raisin Bran with the extra crunch. Ooh, that's good. Put some chocolate sauce in there. Okay, well, any cereal rather than the like Fruit Loops, like any cereal that doesn't stain the milk or make it taste different is great with chocolate sauce. Cheerios was great. Frosted Flakes was great. YouTube. So yeah, I would say I'm an avid cereal enjoyer. Do I eat it often now? No, not really. There's only so much cereal you can eat.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a pretty avid cereal enjoyer myself. I've actually gotten into eating it a little more, and I mean, recently I've been trying to eat a little healthier, and instead of eating like dessert, I will like a cookie or something. I'll eat cereal, and which is honestly healthy because I've done some research and it said that like some of the best foods to eat right before you go to bed like is cereal, like because like the milk and stuff is not like super sugary cereal. Like you don't want to eat like a bowl of like cinnamon toast.
No, you're not gonna eat like a bowl of Fruit Loops. Hell no.
Or a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch or something like it. You want to eat like maybe
Yeah.
Frosted Mini Wheats or maybe some Rice Chex or something
Yeah.
like a healthy cereal like that. But yeah, I've gotten into cereal a lot more. Like, Cinnamon Toast Crunch always has a special place in my heart. I love that.
Oh yeah.
And then I like Frosted Mini Wheats a lot. I've been getting into those recently. And then you ever heard of the cereal brand called Life?
Oh, jeez, Life cereal.
Yeah.
Isn't that? Let's see. Oh, it's by Quaker Oats. I feel like everything's by Quaker Oats, man.
Yeah.
Just Quaker Oats is Oh, Life. Yeah. I've seen Life.
And I have the cinnamon flavor, and it's pretty good. I enjoy that, and I have a huge family-sized box in my kitchen that I occasionally eat out of. But yeah, cereal is good, man. It's not something I eat a lot for breakfast. I eat it more at night, but
Interesting. Yeah, my brother does that too. He eats, like, you'll see him. He'll take out a bowl of cereal and just like munch on it at night, sort of thing. I myself, I gotta stop. I'll get into these binges of like eating chips, pretzels at night.
Oh,
sometimes.
that is not good. I do that. I've done that before, and I've been trying to get out of that habit. It's not good. So
yeah, I tend to like what I've done actually is intermittent fasting, honestly. I find that's helpful. Like I pace my snacking, so it's like I'll go a week without any any bedtime snacks, and then it's just like one day I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna treat myself and have like, corn nuts, salted corn nuts, man. Oh,
I've had
you
those.
ever get your hands on
I think
those?
I've had the ranch corn nuts before.
Ranch corn nuts, ranch.
Yeah.
My favorite. Yeah, everyone in my family hates me because I make eggs, or I'll make something, and it's just this running gag. I'll pair it with ranch, and we'll have a dinner, and they're gonna be, and they're like, "Hey, CD, are you gonna have that like pasta and meatballs with ranch, and I'm like, heck yeah, dude. You know, just gonna pour a bottle of ranch, you know, like Eric Andre, just bust out. It's time for some ranch. Dun, 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 dun. You know, start chugging it straight from the bottle.
Oh, okay. I love ranch, but I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna do an entire bottle. That's a little much.
Yeah, no, that would cause for some unlovely visits to the upper office, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Oh man, good stuff.
Good stuff. I agree. All right, our next one's from Delsaroff. Did you create the "Come get yourself some crunchy boy" line, or did it come from somewhere else?
Oh man, that story. That's a good story. So, when Crunchy was at its youngest, it was pretty much like I was saying before. It was me and this other guy that I knew back in the day, sort of thing. And we were kind of just creating Crunchy. I was like, we got to do this serial horror. He created the model. You know, we got the map and all that. And then, unfortunately, you know, the guy was great, awesome dude. You know, he'll forever be in my memory and all that. And then just, you know, one day he kind of dropped off the project and all that. You know, which is fair, right? Everyone has their, you know, life that, you know, kicks in and says, hey man, time to get going, right? And pretty much then I was just messaging Dave one day, and Dave was like, hey man, we'll help you out. And I'm like, we? Next thing you know, I get thrown into a call with Jay, Padre, Dave, and they're like, sauce us the project files. And next thing you know, right, I've gone from game developer to like producer.
I bet that was cool.
And I'm like, holy smokes, guys, like, you don't gotta do this. So then Dave was like, I'll help you program and all that. And then Jay was like, yeah, I'll voice the lines for Captain Crunch. So, you know, I was pretty much, hey man, you have it all. Take the reins, man. Do whatever you want to do. You know, if you want to voice it one way, you voice it. And you know, so he recorded the lines, and then Jay came up with the "Come get you some crunchy boy," right? And you know what's funny about that? When people played that, it got memed. I'm not even joking with you. Dashi played that game, and he
did.
it.
That's right. He did play Crunchy.
Yes.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yes. And you want to know what the funny thing is right now? I'll tell you. Here, wait. I'll actually. Gosh, it was great. So he memed it, right? And one day I was just looking on Google, and I was like, you know, or I think Google or Instagram, and or Reddit. I don't even know where the heck it was, but all of a sudden, it's a meme now, and I'm like, huh? How is this even possible? But that's my game. How the heck? Huh? How is that? What? You know what I'm saying? I was just like, what the heck? And you know what the funny thing is?
What?
I'll link it to you. But pretty much right now I just looked it up on Google. There's a whole thing of it on Perfectly Cut Screams on Reddit. A bunch of people made videos of it on TikTok. There's a whole playlist of people using that line on TikTok. I'm not even joking.
That's interesting.
Yes, I don't know why, but sure. Oh man. That's like, because one of my modelers for one of my newer games now pretty much was like, hey man, just kept sending me all these come get you some crunchy boy like TikTok things, and I'm like, huh? And I wasn't picking up. And then one day I just looked it up and I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is trending all around TikTok. I was like, what? I was like, all right.
It's like you've
But, like,
achieved a new level of existence when your stuff is trending on TikTok. So yeah,
yeah,
that's crazy, man.
I know. Though the interesting thing is, I think that meme will be associated with Dashi. You know,
Oh yeah.
100%. Like, I guess that's kind of how it is, right? You know, you'll have sort of that thing of someone will do something, and then like if they're playing a game, it's like the game, not really many people associate like that meme with I guess you could say the game. They kind of associate it with like whoever created the meme, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for those of you out there, come get you some Crunchy Boy is in my game. Crunchy on itch.io. I know I'm gonna shamelessly plug myself on Bud's podcast.
Well, we're literally talking about you, so plug yourself all you want, man.
So I'm gonna shamelessly. It's true, we are talking about me, but I'm just gonna shamelessly plug myself. This video. Oh man, I was gonna do a really memey. This video is sponsored by
Raid
Crunchy
Shadow Legends
on itch.io. Raid Shadow Legends. NordVPN, ExpressVPN, brilliant. Yeah, but yeah, no, that's where "Come Get You Some Crunchy Boy" came from. Jay actually recorded the line, so
That's
yeah.
that's very interesting.
I'll send you the TikTok thing. I have it here. There was like a whole playlist of like TikTok videos.
Oh yeah, go ahead for sure.
When I find it. Oh man.
All right, our next one is from DendenX3. What inspired you to join Dave and Jay? What did y'all? So I mean, before you explain the "Come Get Your Crunchy Boy" thing, they reached out to you. So I guess that was what started your friendship with them, right?
Well, Dave, I was talking to for a while, sort of thing. Jay, I knew about because, man, I remember him. He came in. I remember Padre. He came in after college, and because he was in this college stint as like whatever he was doing. And I remember when he first came in, and then that Attack 4 showed up and Slotus Chaos and all that. And so it was like, oh, interesting. And I remember Jay showed. I remember when Jay created that first game. I think was it Big Face Marsh? I remember
no, I
that.
think Boofy's Bunker was before that. I think, but
Oh,
are you
yeah.
thinking about Big Face March, or are you saying?
Yeah, Big Face Marsh, because Markiplier played it, and I was like, oh, interesting. And that's when I found out about Jay. But I really wasn't really talking to Jay when Crunchy. I don't think I was when Crunchy was happening, nor was I Padre. So I was just like ranting about the fact that stuff wasn't going too well with Crunchy, and so they kind of like Dave took it upon himself to be like, you know what, we'll help you, sort of thing. So.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't.
That's really nice of him, man.
Say I joined them, but yeah, no, honestly, 100%. Like I tell them every time, like that will always forever be ingrained in my brain. Like if I ever meet them in person, I swear I will treat them back, like 100%. Because I'm Italian, right? So it's like I'm kind of off that philosophy of like, sometimes I'll go to my nonna's house, right? So my grandma, for those who don't really know Italian, nonna means grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially I'll go to my grandma's house, and sometimes I'll be doing stuff, and she'll just come up with like a $20 bill out of her pocket. Oh, here, take it, she says. Take it. And I'm like, no, it's okay. Put it back in your pocket. I don't want it. And no. So it's like, I have this kind of like, if you do something nice for me, I really want to give back, right? So it's like, I tell them all the time, like, I'm so appreciative of what they did, to just help me like that and all that. And I would absolutely, just out of the blue, pay them back at any moment. Like, if they ever need help with like coding or like something like that, I'm always like available, just to pay back. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, of course.
To me, I just want to,
Yeah, of course.
Uh,
And that's I did not know you were Italian, so that's interesting. And but yeah, I get what you mean, and I always want to help pay somebody back when they help me as well. It's always the good thing to do. And that was really nice of them to do. And I wonder if Crunchy would even exist like it does today if not for their help.
oh, yeah, I would say no, absolutely not. I think Crunchy would probably take a year or two to come out. Especially then, I was so new. I was absolutely so new. Oh yeah, so here, I actually found it, by the way. This is pretty much the compilation of all those videos that pretty much have come get you some Crunchy Boy.
All right,
You know.
gotcha. I'll check that out after we're finished up here. All right, our last question on our community tab post is from Razban. What made you want to become a game developer?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, that's a very good question. What made me want to become a game developer? When I was young, my first console was a GameCube. You know, and I was playing like NHL on the GameCube, and man, I just loved video games from then on. I absolutely loved video games. I played Pokemon Gale of Darkness. You know, and then as that went on, you know, I got my DS, I got my Game Boy, right? I got all these different other consoles. Do you remember the consoles that had the little LED lights and you'd play like basketball on them?
Yeah,
Or hockey?
yeah, vaguely.
I had one of those. And man, was that game hard to play. I would just take it in my room and try and score a goal. I could never score. But yeah, I guess from then, you know, I was just so entrapped with video games. And one day, you know, as I've been playing all these video games, you know, on Xbox, on, you know, PC, back when like disc games were a thing, Roller Coaster Tycoon on disc, Tonka Search and Rescue, the Scooby-Doo mystery stuff. Yeah, I was just so intrigued with it, right? I was like, man, I really want to make it. And then in high school, funny enough, at the end of grade 12, I used my sort of, man, I really want to become a game developer to take me into coding. So I was the first to pioneer a Java programming course in my school. And then from there, that's kind of when, in 2018, so I went into college for software development, like a degree in software development. And essentially what ended up happening was from there, I met like all these coders and all these people that were like pretty much nerds, well, not really nerds, but you know, gamers, right?
Right.
You know, I know. I'm like, hey guys, I'm a nerd. But yeah, no. And then me and this friend wanted to create a game, and I just kind of started with, man, how do I create a game? Where do I start? Right? And that's when I met Dave. Dave had his Twitter open, and I was like, oh, this guy's cool. He's created a couple of games. Like, you know, let me reach, you know, I don't know what, like crazy of me to reach out to Dave and say, hey man, how do I make games? Like, what are your tips? Like, how, literally, this was my first ever message to him. I'll read it right to you right now. Hey Dave, sorry about the name. So I'll get to the name story when that question is asked. Me and one of my friends, I say, are in a software development program. I recently stumbled upon your games through YouTube. Me and my friend have been thinking about creating games, but don't know what engine to use and how to start. Could you give us some tips on how to start? And literally from there, that's just how it kicked off. And pretty much that's I think coding, wanting to, I guess, playing video games. I know it's very niche. Playing video games and then thinking as I've gotten older, I want to program these games, really got me into game development.
Cool.
That's
very interesting.
anything you know you put your mind to, you can do it. That's pretty much how it is for all those people that are watching, you know. If you think if you want to become a YouTuber or a streamer or even like progress something you enjoy, you just got to put your mind to it, reach out to the good, those people that that are credible, you know, and just work as hard as you can, like I you know when I created Crunchy, it was just like, it was just an idea, right? And just work. You just gotta work. Anything can come true when when you put your mind to it, really.
All right, that'll do it for our community tab. We're going to move on to, we only have a couple of questions on Twitter this time. Our first one is from Solotus Chaos. What games do you like to play in your free time, if any?
I'm an avid console gamer, because that's what I started off with. Funny enough. Did you start off with any consoles, or was it PC?
Oh yeah, DS and Wii, dude.
Oh,
those are my childhood consoles.
Oh yeah, Wii Sports with Matt.
Dude, Wii Sports, dude. That was my dad and I would just break out Wii Sports randomly all the time just to play golf. Like he loved playing the golf with me.
I was playing Wii Sports at one of my buddies' house. I was playing bowling. Chucked the controller into the TV.
Oh.
I didn't have the wrist strap in.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, I just man. Wii Sports. Oh, Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero 3 with Fire Through the Flames. If you had that one for Wii.
I never had Guitar Hero. I was never a Guitar Hero man, surprisingly.
Oh, I was an avid Guitar Hero player. Yeah, for me it was for sure Game Boy, GameCube, DS, and all that. But I guess of current games that I now play on my free time, I recently downloaded the Ezio Assassin's Creed 2 collection. So I've been I want to 100% that. I do play a bit of RimWorld, if you've ever heard of RimWorld.
Vaguely.
Yeah, it's that colony management game that gets very frustrating when no one wants to clean up or tend to other colonists. I'm big into a lot of the simulation games. I would say, like, I enjoy a lot of my Formula 1 racing on console, Xbox specifically. Of course, WWE 2K22, because that recently came out. Have you seen that one? WWE?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's the newest one, because 2K came off a 2-year hiatus after like 2020 was absolute trash. Very buggy. 2020. But yeah, no, I play like RimWorld, Motorsport Manager, Train Simulator, Planet Zoo from Frontier. If you've heard of Planet Zoo.
Vaguely.
Have you heard of Jurassic Park Evolution?
Yes, I've never played it, but I have heard of it.
Yeah. So Planet Zoo is essentially that developer, Frontier. Man, I got scammed on that game. I went and I bought Jurassic Park Evolution, the deluxe edition, thinking, remember back in the day, season passes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get all the DLC upcoming. Well, I guess no, that wasn't the case with Frontier, because every DLC up and coming I had to pay for. So let's say if you went in and bought Jurassic Park Evolution, the deluxe edition, you'd get everything, and I'd be stuck paying like over $60 to get all the DLC.
That's lame.
Yeah, it's I was like, wow. But yeah, no, I play a wide magnitude of games when I can. But I know me and Mr. Solotus Chaos need to play a couple of games. We have a couple of games that we got to play together, FTL specifically, and all that. So I'll be bouncing around his court soon, eventually, because I know he wanted to play FTL faster than light. So have you played that?
No.
Have you played Fast? No.
I'll look into it though. It sounds interesting.
Oh, it's very interesting. You pretty much pilot your ship that's like betrayed that has like Federation secrets or whatever, and you got to pilot through like 4 different like worlds and all that without getting destroyed. Very strategic. If you that's if you enjoy strategic games.
All right, gotcha. I'll keep that in mind. All right, and then Chaos's other question is, will we ever see you outside of your cardboard box? I'm still led to believe that you're not wearing pants in there.
That's a secret. I mean, there's like, yeah, I guess I got pants in the box somewhere. You know,
The world may never know.
the world may never know, you know. Just gotta, in the safety of my box, as I like to say.
Yep. All right, and another other question on Twitter is from Brandon, aka Attack for May. Why the name C&D Cardboard Games? Also, hopefully school is still going well.
Oh yeah, school's doing great. I'm in like I've mentioned previously, I'm in my last semester, so I'll be graduating in the summer and I'll get my degree in software development. Hooray, you know, finally.
Awesome.
No more college. I won't lie, I might go back, honestly, to do something in game development or game design. I think that's a great way to forward the knowledge, you know?
Right. And so, yeah, what was your inspiration for your name?
Oh, yeah. This one has a weird story for it. So here's the story with the name. So when I first contacted Dave, I was actually known as BS Studios. Why? Don't know. Thought it was a catchy name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you, bud. Little did I know, someone else had BS Studios down packed, and they already had a game. And this game, I'm not going to say what it was explicitly, but let's say it was running over politicians. That's, you know.
Interesting.
Interesting, right? Okay, I say to myself. Any which way, so how do I, like, you might be asking, how the heck did you find out about that? I got an email from this truck company because this developer who created that game copy and pasted a JPEG texture of like this company's trucks and pasted it onto their like in-game trucks. So I was like, and these guys were looking to like copyright me, and and I'm emailing back like, I don't even know who the heck these people are. I didn't make that game. Like, what? So I remember I went into a group chat that I had with Dave, and I'm like, Dave, oh my god, I'm gonna get copywritten for using like these fake trucks. I don't even know where the heck this came from. I gotta change my name, right? And he too recommended, he was like, bro, you gotta change your name and like forget about that. So just all of a sudden I was just coming up with names like, oh, what should I do? Should I try this? How about this? And then, you know, my brain was like, you know, I'm just gonna cheekily pull one with you know, Dave, right? Because what's it called? You know, games, right? I'll think of something with games in it, right? So then I'm like, C&D Cardboard Games. How's that? I'm happy with that. That's kind of like the origin story behind the name. What does the name mean? Honestly, I don't know. I call it Canadian. I would say Canadian Cardboard Games, you know. But I kind of just shoved letters in there and was like, oh, this sounds great, you know.
Oh, hey, whatever works, man.
Right? Exactly. What's the origin story of your name, bud?
Oh man, that's an interesting story as well. So back when I first created the channel, I was making videos on these really crappy Let's Play videos on console games, specifically Zelda Skyward Sword, and I blew through the game like and almost got 100% of the collectibles on my first playthrough, and I thought I was a genius at the game. So Skyward Sword Genius was born. And that was my channel name for a good while, and then just randomly one day, sometime in like 2014, like early 2014, I decided I need to change this name. This name's dumb, because I was starting to upload more and more, and the more I uploaded, the more I realized that this name is just dumb, and I needed to come up with a different name. And I thought, okay, I want to keep something that has the word genius in it, but I don't know what TheNextGenius. It just popped into my head one day. I was like, okay, we're gonna call I'm gonna go with that. We're gonna see how that goes. Here we are, 8 years later. So
8 years later and 25.1k subscribers later.
Hell yeah, man! And it's
congrats on that, by the way.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And so yeah, that's where my name came from. There wasn't any huge backstory to it. I just thought that I needed something different than Skyward Sword Genius.
Yeah. So. I remember when I started YouTube. I had that. I was like, man, I want to be a YouTuber. And I had an iPad, and I would record my console playthroughs. And you want to know what my first name was? Because I enjoyed Minecraft at the time, and I also enjoyed Halo. So I was like, Minecraft hits Halo. Why not? Right? And then just after a while, I uploaded on that channel. Like, I would do my little crappy, very poorly, without a capture card console games. And then eventually I got a laptop, and I was recording corruptions. So ROM corruptions on Zelda or Donkey Kong Country and all that, or Mario and all that. And then after a while, that was kind of it, I was like, I just burnt out, I just find every time I want to stream or do YouTube, it's like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And then it's 1 month later, it's like, all right, I'm good. I'm just not going to touch that. That was actually my very first, I guess, sort of introduction to the internet. And then eventually in high school, I made a channel with a couple of friends called the VGC, so the Video Gaming Channel. And it was supposed to be a bunch of us that would create Let's Plays. That kind of, ended up unfortunately going... nothing turned out from it, so that I recently decommissioned that channel. And then me and my buddy now actually have... So, how I have C&D Cardboard Games, there's also C&D Reveals, in which me and my buddy open up card packs. But ever since COVID hit, we haven't really gotten out to record any more episodes. We also recently started doing podcasts, but again, me being absolutely lazy was like, yeah, we gotta do this. You know that feeling where it's like, man, I really got to do this, but it's like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna sit and watch a couple of more episodes of Family Guy.
Yeah, I know exactly how that feels, dude. Exactly. So
yeah, that's pretty much. And then now, BS Studios game development, and now C&D Cardboard Games, right? So there you go.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that does it for Twitter, and we got a few more questions over on my Discord. And the first one is from Piggy and Squiddy, and he asked what made you decide to create your games. So you've kind of already answered that. You kind of went into that before. So
yeah,
just you were taking coding class, and then you ran into Dave, and all that happened.
Pretty much, playing video games all my life. How it starts, right?
Right. All right, our next one's from Wily Dog. Did you have any game ideas beforehand before you became a dev?
Oh, yeah, for sure. There was a lot of games, when I was coding in Java for my first time. I was like, one of our projects actually was to create a game, and we created a simple text-based game and all that. Kind of like one of those, DOS text games where it's like, so and so enters the dungeon and does this. Do you pick up the sword? Yes or no? And that was pretty much the first base of the game. But yeah, I've had a lot of ideas in the tank. for sure. Like one of the ideas I have now is I kind of want to create a colony sort of style game that's similar to RimWorld. I just enjoy that. I just enjoy the amount of like it's that random generation storytelling, random events. I love it. It's great. And then actually, I do have something currently in the works with another friend. We're creating an adventure kind of dungeon crawler game that's currently in planning, and we're using Unity for that. So I'll get to test my hands out using some C#, which is going to be fun. So, but yeah, no, I had a bunch of ideas. I didn't capitalize on them because I didn't know how, but pretty much as you summed up, but it's took some coding classes, had a passion to make video games because I played them, and then reached out to Dave, and there you go.
Gotcha. Very cool. Very cool. All right, our next one is from Brady B. What's one of your favorite horror games?
Oh, I'm a chicken for horror games. But the one that I actually played, and have you played Layers of Fear? That's really going to sum it up.
Yes, I have. That's a good game.
That is a good game. Do you remember that hallway? That lovely hallway with multiple doors, and you walk down the hallway and you're like, you turn around and it's just a brick wall, and you're like, wait, what? And you keep turning around, and then the goddamn hallway comes shooting in your face. Dude, I fell out of my chair, man. That was the scariest moment in Layers of Fear. Had to have my buddy play it for me, and then I eventually played it with him, like there, and I would say, man, that game, beautiful game. Absolutely beautiful game.
Yeah, that is a really, really good game. I never played the second one, but yeah, that's
the second one is great.
Yeah,
you gotta play
I should revisit that. Honestly, yeah, Layers of Fear. That's really, really good. It's good. Cool concept too.
Right? Psychological horror, like there's got to be more games like that. Games that just trick your brain out. Like Backrooms, I would say does a good job of it. Like games that kind of, you know what I'm saying, that like give you that sense of like you know where you are, but you feel uneasy. Like something could pop out at any moment.
Yeah,
sort of thing. But yeah, I would say that's a good horror game. Outlast was a pretty interesting horror game.
Outlast I love Outlast. Outlast is my favorite horror game for sure. I love Outlast, man. Such a good game.
Yeah, that's a great game. Resident Evil. I enjoyed Resident Evil 7. I haven't
RE7.
played it.
RE7's amazing.
I watched it and I liked it. Like that was great.
Village is good too. I liked Village a lot as well.
Yeah, people said Village had issues or wasn't as great, but I didn't mind it. I thought Village was cool. There was a lot of twists and turns though. I don't want to spoil it though. So.
I think people just didn't think Village was as scary. It kind of had the RE5 syndrome where it was like way more action than horror.
Yeah,
which I don't mind. I liked the action, but yeah, Village and 7 are both good to play back to back.
Yeah, 7 I would say I feel like 7 also had the same amount of action, except other for when what's his face busted through the wall.
Oh yeah, that's a great moment. That scared the crap out of me when I first encountered that.
My buddy played that in VR, and people were just like, he was at a friend's house. He was saying, "Oh yeah, we were forced to play Resident Evil 7 in VR."
I need to try that, dude. That sounds amazing.
Speaking of VR, oh man, let's go like Five Nights at Freddy's at VR. That must have taken the game to a whole new level.
It did, yeah. FNAF VR is awesome. I love FNAF VR.
I enjoyed FNAF for the lore. The lore was great. There's just so much complex lore. I remember all those MatPat videos. Still do, man. Still watch them.
Yeah, something about those.
Together, that lore. But yeah, I will say it's a shame what happened to Scott. Like it's sad to see that I'm not going to dive into that too much.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what happened to him. I agree. I just hope he's having a good retirement and living life.
Poor dude, man. Just wanted,
Yeah, but
great for his kids. Again, not gonna say that I support what he does, but like on a game development level,
yeah, I get what you mean. But yeah.
But what other horror games were there that were pretty good? I'm trying to remember. Do you have any that you remember?
Not off the top of my head, but yeah, Outlast is definitely my favorite out of them all.
Yeah. Did you play the second one?
I played some of the second one. I never finished the second one. I never liked the second one very much.
Oh, why?
I don't know. It just didn't. It didn't feel the same. I know it was. It had the camera and everything, but I don't know. I just didn't like it. I can't really think of a specific reason why. I just was not a fan.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. Speaking of many fans or lack of many fans or kind of disappointing fans, what about like these past 2 years, man, with all these buggy games?
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean?
Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition came out
absolutely
riddled
I haven't
with
really
bugs.
I don't Cyberpunk, yeah, like those are
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Security Breach was super buggy too.
Yeah. It was like, man, like I understand COVID hit a lot of these studios tough, but come on, why are we rushing games? Like I get it. Battlefield 2042. I was like, oh my gosh, this game looks really cool. I got my hands on the beta, but I'm telling you, I played probably a minute of that game, and I just was like, I can't do it. Something's not right, and I can't put my finger on it, but it's bad. Like the reviews for that game were horrible. But yeah, Security Breach, Cyberpunk. Some people say Pokemon too. Sword and Shield were buggy, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't believe in, I get it. We all gotta, like, these studios all gotta make money somehow, right? And I know COVID hit a lot of people hard and all that, but it's like, don't rush a game. Like, that's gonna leave you with less money than you put into developing it. If it isn't a game that's like, Five Nights at Freddy's where, of course, right? People are not going to like it, but they're going to purchase it sort of thing,
Yeah.
But it's a shame. Like, that's all I can say about that. It's a shame when games release buggy like that. I get really passionate about it. I'm just like, why? If you're making a remaster, either just absolutely recode it or do something else, or fix it. Yeah.
Agreed. All right, we're going to move on to we got 2 more questions. The first one is from Nami1. Do you plan on making any types of games besides horror? I think you mentioned that before, something like kind of like Rim.
Yeah, RimWorld. I want to make a colony management game. For sure, I'll move out of horror eventually. I would like to. I think there's room to grow. And I think horror is a good start because it's easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got your little chase and run, right?
Right.
But for sure, I want to get out of horror and make non-horror games. So, yeah, eventually.
All right, gotcha. And our last but not least question is from Glitch Trap. How long did it take you to make your games, and what are your plans for the future?
So Crunchy took about, I would say, close to about a year or 2. Toasty took about a month. Not the best. But I would say overall, I tend to be a slow game developer, as I'm sure a lot of people know. I'm kind of just there, you know, everyone knows me for Crunchy and Toasty, and they're probably like, when's your next game coming out, dude? Like, it's been 2 years now since you've released those 2 games. Like, what the heck are you doing? But, you know, it's life. Life, like you know, I'm busy with school. I'm currently in a co-op and all that. So, you know, working a 9 to 5 sort of thing. So it's hard, right? And then also helping out with family. So it's like my only good development time is on the weekends. And, you know, I can't even guarantee that I get a chance to do that, right? So, but yeah, future plans. You know, like I mentioned before, let's, you know, I would say get ready to return the slab one more time. I have that other game that I was creating. I will really. So I will say it's actually, it has something to do with Weeping Angels. I really enjoy that concept of AI. You know, the ones where it's like you turn around and they're right there in front of your face, and you're like, okay, stay away from me.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So that's gonna be a future plan. I also have that game coming up with that's in the works. That's the dungeon crawler sort of like. Have you ever played Soul Knight on the mobile phone?
No.
On the phone?
No.
Oh, it's like one of those like randomized dungeons, sort of like you crawl your way up the dungeon sort of thing to reach final bosses and move on and all that. So sort of something like that. And then, you know, whatever idea comes my way, you know, whatever, I'm like, hey man, I wanted to do a Gordon Ramsay game, not gonna lie, but then I think that someone else made that and I was like, god damn.
Yeah, beat you to it. That sucks. But yeah, maybe at some point you'll be able to make some kind of parody. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, because man, I had the whole idea for the Gordon Ramsay because it would have been hilarious to, you know, to just when you get spotted, you get over here, you know. And then when he jump scares you, and the big surprise is it's or you know, or like you know, the whole get out lines, you get out, and that's how he would jump scare you.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for future plans as of right now.
Alrighty, gotcha. Well, that's it. That's all of our questions, and yeah, appreciate y'all dropping in all the questions this week, and thank you, C&D, for dropping by for this episode. This was awesome, man, and I am looking forward to seeing other games that you drop in the future. And I might do a revisit to Crunchy and Toasty because I might want to. I don't think I ever beat Crunchy, so I might want to try to go in there and do that again at some time.
You didn't beat Crunchy?
I don't think I did. I may have beaten normal mode. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. But yeah, man, this is awesome. And if you guys want to go check out Crunchy and Toasty, you can find the link in the description. Do you have? I'll link your Twitter as well. Do you have a YouTube channel that you want me to link to?
Oh yeah, I also have YouTube and Twitch. And by the way, yeah, this was a lot of fun. I would not gonna lie, I would love to do this again. This was great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem, man. Thank you.
Very much appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for being on. As of right now, I don't know who I'm going to interview next week. I'm sure I'll announce it. But since it's been a couple weeks since we were able to do an episode, I kind of lost my consistency with my schedules here. But yeah, I'll announce who it's going to be next week. Thank you guys for listening. If you guys want to check out previous episodes, you can check the link in the description and the iCards and the end titles at the end of this video. And thanks again, C&D, for being here, man. And I'll catch you guys next week in the next episode. Hope you all have a good evening, afternoon, or morning, whatever time it is for y'all. Goodbye, everybody. Catch y'all later.
Bye.